Oh, thank you everyone, thank you. See, this trophy would not have been possible without you guys' help and support. Achievement hunting is fun. Mostly. While most might think gaming achievements started in 2005 with the release of the Xbox 360, they actually date back to the time of the Atari, with game manuals offering challenges for players to complete. If you sent in proof to Activision that you beat their challenges, you got yourself a sick patch to prove to everyone just how much of a pro gamer you were. Though while they aren't as tactile an accomplishment as before, they've always still managed to be this indicator of your gaming prowess, a symbol of how you've bent a game to your wills. But over time, I've found that they've changed how I play games. I used to be a fairly avid trophy hunter, with a good few platinum trophies to prove it. Just ignore that one, okay? It's complicated. I had a retail job at the time, and ticking off these digital to-do lists made for a great way for me to wind down while also feeling like a productive use of my free time. In fact, that's why many people like them. It feels good to be rewarded for these tasks with a cute little sound. It's like a pat on the head for a job well done. These rewards can push you to engage with games in ways you otherwise wouldn't have. Beat Resi 9 already and need more of a challenge? Well, hey, here's an insanity difficulty mode for you to try with all your new toys, featuring oversized toddlers that move at the speed of sound. Performed a messy hit in Hitman? Here's 3 alternative methods for you to explore. Saved everyone in Until Dawn? Now see how quickly you can lose them all and see how that plays out. But don't let this cherry-picked trio fool you, for not all achievements are made equal. While some do a great job of taking you for a fun, thorough tour through a game, others work you to the bone and give you nothing in return. It's quite fitting that a game like Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1+2 has you grind to career level 100. In fact, you want to see the most optimal way to grind experience in the late game? There. That. Repeat that over and over until you hit 100. Actually, with how slow it is, you'll be 100 before then. Trophies like this are the bane of my and many a trophy hunter's existence. Granted, no one is forcing us to collect them, but when you're looking at a list that is almost complete, it becomes incredibly hard to leave alone. It's like vacuuming your house and leaving a spot on purpose. A spot that happens to be on the other side of a pit of spikes with swinging axes, mind you, but a spot nonetheless. But what about when you put in the time and do get that trophy, and you see that gorgeous platinum pop? What then? For me, I find my interest in replaying a game completely disappears. In my mind, it has no more to offer, and it would be counterproductive to replay it. I've even purposefully avoided getting the platinum for the Mass Effect trilogy so I can still replay it without this pang of guilt hanging over me. Sure, if I did replay it, I'd just romance Garrus again, but god, can you blame me? He's like the perfect man. I'm not alone in this thinking though. Lava Yuki on Reddit even put my exact feelings to words. Do you still play games you already got the platinum for? I don't. I used to replay games over and over as a kid, as for some reason the childhood brain loves repetitive things and playing the same games over and over, but as I got older I just can't. I want something new and fresh, and regardless of trophies, I can never play the same game again without a motivating factor, so no, I move on to a new game with a nice fresh trophy list to tackle. With so many games coming out and not enough time in the day to get around to them, it's hard to want to return to something you've already exhausted. I often think about replaying the Spyro trilogy, even more so now that a new game has been announced, but given I own the platinums for all 3, I struggle to want to play them over doing something else my brain deems more productive. Like making videos like this. But that's kind of sad, right? At this point, a big factor in why I play games is just to earn some digital metal or make the number on my account go up, instead of playing them because I just want to. I've even occasionally put off buying games completely because the platinum is either too hard or relies on an online mode that no longer exists. So how can I, and anyone who feels likewise, combat this? How do we stop ourselves from spending time on a game we've long since ran into the dust? How do we get ourselves to replay the games we miss without feeling bad? I can offer 2 solutions. Solution 1. Try to stop caring as much. Easier said than done, but these trophy ranks, these gamer scores, they don't really mean anything unless you're deeply entrenched in those hunting circles. When I played Final Fantasy X for the first time, I intended to complete the Dark Aeons and Penance for the trophy, but knowing how much grinding was ahead of me if I did, made me realise it'd only sour the amazing experience I had had up to that point, so I got myself to stop. there's also like rarely any actual incentive to obtain these achievements. A game may offer you a reward for completing it inside the game itself, but obtaining its platinum or rounding out the achievement list doesn't impact the game at all. Nothing unlocks once those trophies pop, they only serve to be bragging rights, and personally I've never come across an appropriate time to use them. Solution 2. Play games without achievements. Nintendo has never implemented any kind of achievement system on their consoles, and many believe it's due to them wanting players to explore the game on their own merit. Perhaps playing these games where you're not dictated by a checklist would be a stepping stone into training yourself to find and focus on the inherent value of a game. Pokopia, as a recent example, gives you an abundance of freedom with little external reason to use it, yet tons of people have gotten hours out of the game by decorating their worlds for the sake of making it look pretty. And, you know, maybe for making Scyther like you, but I have no clue who would want to do that. Emulation is also ideal for this. While retro achievements do exist, you can simply refuse to make an account and replay the classics without worry. Classics like Baby Felix Tennis. Yeah. You still have the option to collect all the shiny things or beat all the super bosses, but this way you won't have those blank spaces in an achievement list looming over you. Solution 3. So I thought of a third solution very late into the editing process, but challenge runs. Having self-incurred challenges like a Nuzlocke or a speedrun can also inject a little more fun into replaying a game. In fact, the video I was working on prior to this was going to be a challenge run, but my hard drive corrupted, so all my hard work is gone. So that's why this video exists, and why it took so long, but yeah, try and replay a game with some limit on your playthrough and see how that causes you to approach it differently. You might end up finding a new preferred way to play. I think by using these two methods, I, at the very least, will be able to wean myself off of this trophy hunting mentality that has actively addled my experience with games lately. Though this isn't to say that I hate achievements, because it's actually quite the opposite. I love having a reason to spend more time in a game I enjoy, and they can be a good way for me to want to do that. Cyberpunk is a game I platinumed purely because I wanted to exist in the world of Night City for as long as I could. I just want to be able to enjoy games for what they offer and not have the trophy list be at the forefront of my mind is all. I commend achievement hunters for what they do, and I will actively eat up videos of people doing so, but as time goes on, I'm realising doing it myself is not for me anymore. I'm just not the hardcore gamer I once was. I also want them to be better. I think achievements and trophies have so much potential, but as mentioned before, a lot of them tend to waste your time with pointless collectibles or obnoxious grinds. I feel like they should serve to support the mechanics of a game instead, or at least be funny with it and take the Toby Fox route, where you make fun of your players for getting them all. Don't you have anything better to do? Dude, screw you! But I don't know, this video is kind of my way of pushing myself to care about achievements less more than anything. I've become so productivity oriented that anything I do purely for fun feels like a waste of time, and it's kind of exhausting. So I think when it comes to games, I'm going to do what I suggested and just start caring less. If I get hankering to play a game I've completed, I'll just play it. If I come across a trophy list that seems fun, I'll do it. But if I catch a whiff of the list wanting to waste my time or being too difficult for me to want to attempt, I just won't. I think that'll be good for me, and it might push me to get through my backlog a little faster without the weight of getting all those trophies on my shoulders. But let me know your thoughts on achievement hunting and tell me your favourite achievement experiences too. I know plenty of them exist, and it'd be fun to discuss how they work with the game itself to make them enjoyable. In the meantime though, I'm going to go start up a new Mass Effect save. My Turian lover is waiting for me out there. You know, maybe this video was for the best, because Jesus, Sony. Jesus.